Recording. I infiltrated a Tea Party network several weeks before the 4/15/2010 Tax Day rally. So that they would be familiar with my name, I blew in a few phone calls and let it be known that I wanted to speak at their rally. So I got to the rally on 4/15. I walked in and passed out flyers from Forbes magazine. I copied Forbes magazine a bunch of times with the Forbes magazine cover with Glenn Beck on there and what he had to say on the inside, because that was the important part. And I let it be known, if you wanted to kill 5 minutes, let me go up there and speak. And they finally let me up there. And if they had known my politics, they would have never let me speak. Never. And you'll notice after they send me off the stage, they took my First Amendment rights away and then told the crowd that they just gave me my First Amendment rights. Conservative-minded people have that ability to just spin things on their head. It's fascinating. Why did they stop me? Why did they stop me? Because they saw what, whose side I was on. They immediately stopped me and kicked me out of there. Anyway, notice that what I'm saying up there about Glenn Beck, Glenn Beck says, I'm not political. I could give a flying crap about the political process. We are an entertainment company. That's Forbes magazine, Glenn Beck's Forbes magazine article. Why does he say that in Forbes magazine? Because he knows his listeners wouldn't open a Forbes magazine if their lives depended on it. He knows they're never going to see it. And if he tried to pull off the kind of crap that he does on his TV show, Forbes knows the economy and Forbes knows politics. Not that they're not liars, they're liars too. But if he tried to pull off the kind of crap he does on his TV show, they'd laugh him out of the room.
We need more guys like him than running for office, don't we? Yeah! Small businessmen who have skin in the game, instead of somebody sitting high up in some ivory tower dictating to us what we need to do and how we're going to live and what we're going to eat and how much health care we're going to have. I need more people like that around. All right, we're waiting still for Sandy Rios. She's on her way from Joliet. She'll be here momentarily. In the meantime, we're going to ask David Race to come up. He's going to speak a little bit and give him an opportunity to say something.
Yay!
Hi, I'm Dave Race. After World War II, psychologists and psychiatrists flocked to Germany to see why the German people would let their neighbors get dragged off to their deaths. What they found out was that Germany was inundated in propaganda and lies. So much propaganda and lies, as a matter of fact, that when the German people heard the truth, they thought that was a lie, because they never heard it before. They never heard the truth before, so when they heard it, they were freaked out by it and tended not to believe it. Even if you could prove it, they wouldn't believe it, because it was so shocking. Everybody knows that. Some of you guys out here, I've seen you, you were in World War II. How about a hand for those guys? I saw those guys out there. Adolf Hitler had a propaganda minister, the guy that came up with all the clever stuff. His name was Joseph Goebbels. Joseph Goebbels contacted a manufacturing company, a radio manufacturing company in Germany, and said, build me a stripped down radio. Make it a lunchbox with a speaker and some electronic parts, and that'll do. And they did it. It stirred up the economy, and they got all those radios in the German households, over 70%. That was a phenomenon, an absolute communications phenomenon. At the same time, Adolf Hitler made sure that all the information that was coming out of German radio stations was nothing but lies and propaganda. When our Allied forces went over there, they found all these radios in all the people's houses. They were called Volksempfänger. That was the name of the radio. The Germans that didn't have them, you could knock on your next door neighbor's house and say, hey, can we come over and listen to the Volksempfänger? Sure, come on in. They made it a social visit. It was like coming over to see your neighbor's big screen TV. That's what happened. That's how they got inundated in propaganda and lies, because this went on for years. All they were listening to was nothing but lies. That's how it happened. Now, let's take a look at this list of names. Bill O'Reilly, Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, Laura Ingram, Michael Medved, Michael Savage, Michael Reagan, Bill Benjamin, Bill Cunningham, Rusty Humphries, Glenn Beck, G. Mark Lee, Ann Coulter, Hugh Hewitt, Mark Davis, Larry Elder, Tammy Bruce, John Gibson, Spencer Hughes, Matt Drudge, Dennis Prager, Michael Gallagher, Ben Ferguson, Neil Bortz, Neil Camuto, Michelle Crowley, Michelle Malcolm, Andrew Wilkow, Mike Church, Dave Webb, Jerry Doyle, Heidi Harris. .450 right-wing talkers, according to Talkers Magazine and TalkersMagazine.com. Glenn Beck in Forbes Magazine says, with a deadpan look, Beck insists that he is not political. I could give a flying crap about the political process in America. That's what your hero says. Making money, on the other hand, is taken very seriously, and controversy is its own coinage. We are an entertainment company. That's who Glenn Beck is. You got to look up what these people are saying, because they're all lying to you. All 450 right-wing talkers. They lied to you. They murdered 4,500 of your soldiers for money. That's a fact.
We're open-minded and allow people to have their opinions.
Yeah, I'm sorry, everyone. I didn't realize that was what he wanted to say, but he has his freedom of speech just like we do, doesn't he? We don't have to agree with him, but he has his voice too.
The media is